Greetings of the day. This is Dr. J. Jude Moses Anto Devakanth, Assistant Professor from the Department of Computer Applications, MITS. So I'm here present today to give you the introduction of to AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So the flow of presentation is in such a way like first I'll tell you what is the introduction of artificial intelligence and ML and the overview architecture of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and then deep learning. Then we'll see about what exactly is machine learning. Then we'll see the classifications of machine learning, followed by the applications where machine learning algorithms and machine learning is used, and some of the commonly used ML algorithms, followed by what is supervised and what is unsupervised learning algorithms, and what is the difference between classification part and the regression part, which is in ML machine learning models. And we'll see the differences between the exact differences in the form of table of artificial intelligence versus machine learning. Then finally, we'll conclude the session with the advanced deep learning algorithms. So, when do you think that artificial intelligence came into life? Came into booming. It was there in the 1950s itself. Arthur Samuel, an early American leader in the field of computer gaming and artificial intelligence, he coined the term machine learning in 1959 while at IBM. He defined machine learning as the field of study that gives the computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. So it is not that only late in the after 2000 the machine learning and artificial intelligence came into the life. In the 1950s itself, artificial intelligence took its part, but the problem is we don't have enough source power uh, like as of now. So this is the overall architecture overview of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Overall, we can call it as artificial intelligence and ML. It is a subset of machine learning, and deep learning. It is a subset of ML, which in depth we'll learn about it. So artificial intelligence, as we all know, have heard of the robot like Sophia. So it is an human-based robot, right? Humanoid robot. So artificial intelligence is a technique which enables machine to mimic human behavior. That is what called artificial intelligence. So machine learning, it is a subset of AI technique which uses statistical methods. Some algorithms are there which uses statistical methods to enable machines to improve the experiences and efficiency of the model. So deep learning, as I said, it is a subset of ML, and you can see that in the architecture diagram overview of AI, ML, and DL diagram itself. It is a subset of machine learning, which makes the computation of multi-layered neural networks. That means it is understood that it uses the concept of neurons, like in human brains. So what exactly is machine learning? Here I have given in the slide that the note is that past experience and training data. Even we humans that we use make based on our experience, we take care of the future, right? The same thing goes with the machine learning algorithm. So it is defined as the study of computer algorithms to automatically construct computer software through past experience and training data. For example, we are feeding some data inside the model. So based on the data which we have fed, the model will try to learn the patterns, and then it will predict the future. It will do the prediction, and it will take the decision itself. So it is a branch of artificial intelligence and computer science that helps to build a model based on training data and make predictions and decisions. It can be anything, like it can be like from email spam filtering, and it can be from predictions whether the rainfall will be there or not. Anything can be there. So the main concept is based on past experience and training data, the model will predict the future. So this is the classification of machine learning models. The first one is supervised, unsupervised machine learning models, semi-supervised learning model, reinforcement learning, and finally the deep learning. So under supervised learning, you can see that it can be subclassified into two types. One is classification, the second one is regression. And under unsupervised learning, it is like clustering and then the dimensionality reduction. Since this is the introduction class of AI, ML, and DL, I'll give you the basic concepts and I'll give you the headings which is all learnt under AI and ML. So under semi-supervised learning, it is like self-training. Self-training, low dimensionality separation, and graph-based algorithms will come under semi-supervised learning. Reinforcement learning is like reward, trying and getting reward. So under reinforcement learning, there are three types. One is dynamic programming, the other one is Monticel's methods, Monte Carlo methods, and the other one is heuristic methods, heuristic search algorithms. So under deep learning, CNN is nothing but convolutional neural network and RNN recurrent neural network. So two types are there under deep learning. So some of the commonly used applications where machine learning are being used. So automatic language translation like Google Translator, medical diagnosis to find what kind of disease or what kind of infection occurred for the patients. Then stock market prediction, online fraud detection system, virtual personal assistant. It is nothing but like the virtual tabs, the virtual, you can use the Apple Watch or smart watches to detect the BP or pressure, blood pressure. There are lots and lots of technologies which has been developed. So that is virtual personal assistant. It acts like an assistant to you, right? So email spam and malware filtering. It is nothing but like in your Gmail, you can find that there is a tab called spam. How do you think that the system identifies that these are all the spam which are not needed for the user? How does the mails enter into the spam folder? So there, machine learning plays a role. Then product recommendations. You could have find that even when you are purchasing through online, and when you open some other tabs, you have purchased a shoe or whatever, the cosmetics or whatever it is through online, and when you open some other tabs, there will be a recommendation on the bottom or top of the page on your website that suggestions, giving suggestions to buy some other thing. So that is like product recommendation. There machine learning plays a role. It finds the pattern that the user searches for all these things. So it learns from the patterns and it will display some other products and it will urge us to buy it. Then traffic prediction system, speech recognition, then image recognition. These are all the common applications of machine learning models. So some of the commonly used algorithms in machine learning, ML. So one is linear regression, logistic regression, decision tree, Bayes theorem and naive Bayes classification, support vector machine, which is also called as SVM, K nearest neighbor algorithm. It is based on the nearest neighbor. K means gradient boosting algorithm, dimensionality reduction algorithm, and random forest. These are all some of the commonly used algorithms under machine learning model. So as I said before, supervised and unsupervised learning. What is supervised? You can, from the diagram, you can see that under supervised learning, there is a circle as well as an X mark. That means it is understood that I'm able to say that two types of classes are there. Like one is circle and the other class is like X mark, into mark. So from this, we can understand that supervised learning goes with the labeled dataset. The dataset should be labeled. On the other hand, if you see under the unsupervised learning algorithm, all the elements are in circle. So it is not, it doesn't have, the data is not labeled. So this supervised learning algorithm under machine learning, it is understood that supervised learning means it is labeled dataset and unsupervised learning unlabeled dataset. That is, it is the label is not given. Label is nothing but just naming. For example, from the diagram, we can see that it is circle and we are giving a name that it is into mark, right? So that is labeled. So the next part is classification and regression. As we all know, classification is nothing but classifying them into some other categories, right? For example, classifying humans from animals. So what are the features based on what we'll classify these two, humans and animals. So based on the features, two legs and eyes and some senses. So based on that, we'll classify, right? So classification, from the diagram, you can see that there is a line drawn diagonally. So it classifies that these part, the green circles or belongs to one category and the into mark belongs to the other categories. It classifies the data sets into two different. So here two classes are there. Under regression, regression is like forming a line which has numeric values, like continuous numeric values. It is something different from classification. Classification is like having, like in the previous slide we have seen classification of machine learning. That means it is understood that machine learning can be classified into this much of parts, like supervised, semi-supervised, reinforcement learning. These are all the classifications. So regression is forming a line. The line should be linear and it will find the pattern of continuous numeric values. So this is the table which defines the differences between what is artificial intelligence and what is machine learning. So under artificial intelligence, it is nothing but the ability to acquire and apply knowledge. Like as in, you can have the example of the humanoid robot like Sophia. So whatever you talk to her, it will reply, it will respond. So it has the ability to acquire and apply the knowledge. So that comes under artificial intelligence. Machine learning, ML stands for machine learning, which is defined as the acquisition of knowledge or skill. Acquisition of knowledge through how we are training the model based on the past experience and the data. Then the model will predict whether there will be a rain or not. So we are training a model, we are developing a model and we are training it with lots and lots of data. So the second difference between AI and ML is the main aim of that artificial intelligence is to increase the chance of success, whether the model will work or not. So that is the main aim of artificial intelligence. But in machine learning, even the model can be a failure. So what we can do, we need to improve the accuracy of the model. How accurate the model can predict or can make decisions based on the past data, based on the experience and the training data. So what we have to do, if we acquire like 86% of accuracy, if we get 86% of marks in the mid exam or whatever it is, the next exam we'll try to improve ourselves. We'll try to learn more things, right? So based on that, the main aim of the machine learning model is to increase the accuracy of the model. It does not care about success or whatever. If I get 40% this time, next time I'll try to improve myself by learning more and more, right? That is what we do. So the third point is it is aiming to develop an intelligent system. The system should be intelligent. It should be intelligent enough to have to reply, to give a good response, capable of performing a variety of complex jobs. So machine learning is attempting to construct machines that can only accomplish the jobs for which they have been trained. For example, if you train a model to predict like whether the particular person is infected or not, that model is only trained for that reason. We cannot use that same model to predict whether there will be a rain tomorrow or not. So fourth, it works as a computer program that does the smart work. We all love smart work, right? So it works, artificial intelligence works as a computer program that does the smart work. Here in under machine learning, the task system machine takes data and learns from the data. It is not something like whatever you say, it will give the response. So whatever the model have learned, whatever the subject which you have learned, you will be good at it, right? The same thing goes with the machine learning model. Here the task system takes the data and learns from the data which you have provided. And the goal of artificial intelligence is to stimulate natural intelligence to solve complex problems. If you ask complex question to Google, it will respond. Here under machine learning, the goal is to learn from the data on certain tasks to maximize the performance of the task. So maximizing the performance obviously will, if you maximize your performance, your result will be good. So the same way it goes for machine learning. If you maximize the performance on that particular task, so it will give better results. That is, it will give it with improved accuracy level. So in the sixth point, AI has a very broad variety of applications. AI is a broad concept and it has very broad variety of applications, and the scope of machine learning is constrained. So here, as you know, that AI is like decision making, making decisions. And machine learning, it involves creating self-learning algorithms. That is, we are training the model with the self-learning algorithms. So AI will go for finding the optimal solution. What is optimal? Finding the best solution. Artificial intelligence will go for the finding the optimal solutions, and ML will go for the solution whether it is optimal or not. The accuracy level, it is based on the accuracy level. AI leads to intelligence or wisdom, and ML machine learning leads to knowledge. Knowledge, how we people are gaining knowledge from reading books, from classes, attending regular classes. So that is how. That is something related with machine learning. We are not like machines, but the machines are taking in such a way that we are doing it. We are training the model on our past experiences, right? So AI is a broader family consisting of ML, machine learning, as well as deep learning as its components. As I said, artificial intelligence is a bigger concept. So ML and DL plays as an acts as a subset of artificial intelligence. So ML, it is a subset of AI. So here comes deep learning. So as I said, deep learning, it has many new, advanced algorithms. So it is a subset of machine learning that focuses on training artificial neural networks. So it is based on the brains of humans, the neurons. So deep learning, it takes use of the artificial neural networks to learn and make decisions from large amounts of data. One common difference between machine learning, using machine learning model and deep learning model, is that machine learning models can be trained with lesser amount of data, and the deep learning model, it needs large amounts of data. Huge amounts of data is required to train a deep learning model. So as I said, the second point, it mimics how the human brain processes information by using multiple layers of interconnected nodes. Just imagine the brain. If you have seen the brain structure, there are multiple lines and will be there. So it is nothing but the same concept. So it mimics how the human brain process information by using multiple layers of interconnected nodes, that is neurons, to identify the patterns, features, and relationships in the data. So some of the commonly used advanced deep learning algorithms are CNN, LSTM. CNN is nothing but convolutional neural networks. Everything is based on neurons. Long short-term memory, which is LSTM, recurrent neural networks, that is RNN, generative adversarial networks, GANs model, we can call it as GANs model, and radial basis function networks, RBF, multi-layer perceptron. Multi-layer perceptron is nothing but it will use only single layer. That is, one input layer will be there and one hidden layer will be there and one output layer will be there. So when you go with multi-layer perceptron model, one input layer will be there, more number of hidden layers will be there, and one output layer can be there. Then next one is self-organizing maps, deep belief network, restricted Boltzmann mission, and autoencoders. So references I have taken since this is the introduction class, I have taken from author Samuel, who coined the machine learning model. And here comes to the end of the session, and feedback link is there. If you have any suggestions, you can approach there. Let me conclude the session with the question. Do you think that artificial intelligence or machine learning will take over the world? Thank you.